Hey, what is up, all you lonely watchers out there? It's Lonely Fubuki, and today we're going to be looking at the Yokai Pod and the Yokai Magnum, some more of the Treasure Gear set toys. There are around 4 of these Treasure Gears that interact with the Yokai Pod, but we'll get into that in a second. The Yokai Pod is one of the more complex Yokai toys to date. There's really a lot of fun stuff to do with it, which is why I didn't unbox it on camera, and why it took so long to get to this video, is because I was doing some research on my own, trying to figure out what exactly it does, because it's a lot harder to find information on this thing. But once you get it going, this is amazing to use in Yokai Watch Busters 2 and Yokai Watch Busters T and the Japanese versions of Yokai Watch 3. So before we get into these toys specifically, let's get into the medals that it came with, because I got this used in a lot. So let's do this. So as expected, these are all treasure medals, and we will be doing these all in rank. We're not going to go over QR codes and everything except for the one, but we'll go ranking up for this one. So first, starting off with bronze medals, we have Unbearaboy, Mashonyan, Zomboy, Ogrelus, Komajiro T, Komakachan, or Komama, or Mama Koma, I guess is the new name, and Gilgaros. Those are the bronze ranks. For the silver ranks, we have 2 Nyansalots, Komasan T, Frosttail, Orkanos, Maginyan, and Cruncha. Oh, I was holding it at an angle there. We got some gold ones here. Starting out with Jirojin, one of the 7 gods of fortune. Darkubi, Safinyan, Gleam, and Jibanyan. And then we got one Hiho medal, Cleopatra. Nice. We'll give out her QR code just because. There you guys go. If it'll focus. If you want to scan that into your game. Focus, please. There you go. Thank you. And before we get into the pod and the Magnum, let's just put Cleopatra into the Yokai Watch stream. First, without the treasure upgrade. And now let's upgrade this thing to the treasure by... And here is the treasure roulette for Cleopatra. And now we can move on to the Yokai Pod, which is a very cool device. So here it is. There's a little clip on here, so it can be used as like a lantern sort of thing. But also the speaker hole is right here. This is removable, and the speaker hole is right there. So we're going to remove that for this part of the video. But here it is. This is what happens when you switch it on. Now, the funny thing about this is that it interacts with the medals, but only the NFC medals, and you scan them by placing the medal here. which is fun. There are 3 different modes of this watch. There is charge mode. There is mix mode. And then there is a second charge mode. And basically, 0 mode is where you search for charges, and 2 mode is where you apply for charges. But for some reason, they decided to call them both charge mode. So, with charging mode, there are 2 things you can do. A, you can scan metals, like so. Press the button, and then you just hover the metal over here. So, yeah, it'll give you the yokai tribe, and then their metal class, and then if they have a charge introduced on them, it'll say that, and their name, and sometimes a little phrase. Like, I'm pretty sure Jibanyan has a phrase, just because he's a mascot yokai. So we try scanning him. He says the pause of fury, and then this will go off for a little bit. So anyway, if the metal also has a charge, let's go to check to see if any of these metals have charges already on them. Alright, so I did some scanning and found out that this metal has a charge on it from the previous owner. So if we scan that, it'll tell us the charge too. And then the other thing you can do in this mode is you can search for charges just by pressing the button and letting it go. And then eventually it'll run out. Sometimes you have to try a couple times before you'll get a charge. So we got the light charge for that. Hurty, that's one that I do know. I know that from Xenoblade. But anyway, yeah, that took 3 tries. Sometimes it can take longer, sometimes you get it on the first try. But anyway, once you're done with that, that's when you go to mode number 1, mix mode. And this is where you can mix the charge of another metal in. So what you would do here, you would mix the charge you got in 0 mode with a metals charge. So, or you can just mix it with a metal that doesn't have a charge, but... Alright, I finally figured it out. And then scan. So it recognized that charge. I don't know exactly what this is, if you guys can let me know. But it doesn't scan an older metal, and scan a newer metal. Again, all this works with dream metals as well, so if you don't have any treasure metals, it's okay for that too, but just saying. So basically, I just let this run out pretty much, or I just skip on to the next mode, which is probably what we're going to do. To apply the charges that you just added to the, that you just got from the Magnum, or the pod I should say, you would switch to charge mode number 2. So you would take the metal you want to charge. Press the button. And scan. And now that metal has a charge, so the Cleopatra metal, which did not have a charge before, If we scan it in 0 mode, it'll give us a charge that we didn't get before. So there we go. And this is on the medal, so not only can you scan this with the Yokai Watch Dream as well with its search mode, but you can also scan this into your Yokai Watch Blasters game, Blasters 2, or into the Japanese versions of Yokai Watch 3 to get special auras. And these auras are the ones that you obtain from the Magnum, so it's pretty cool way to integrate the toys together. So that is awesome. But there is also another feature to this, is that you can link it with different treasure gears. And the one that it was bundled with was the Yokai Magnum. So if we plug this in, so this is like, this has 2 positions it can go in the handle. It can go straight out like this, or it can go like actually gun shaped. And then this trigger button replaces the button up here. And now you get blaster sounds. You can do the same thing to press and hold the metal. It'll do the same scan mode. So we put a metal up here. It'll do the same as just the pod alone. Yeah, and that one doesn't have a charge, of course. So, yeah. Pretty much the same. Although, I do hear you can get unique charges from using the treasure gears, specifically. But really, I wouldn't know which one is unique and which one isn't, since I can't understand the language, unfortunately. But you can mess around with this. I don't think that one is unique, though. But anyway, I do have a Discord server. If you guys want to join that, and if you have any questions, like, outside of this video, I can try to help figure it out with you, because I'm still figuring this thing out a little, honestly. And then, if we switch to the second mode, we now get Magnum mode, which not only lets us shoot, but also gives us a different shot based on the charge we have. So that is cool. But besides that, you don't get a ton unique from having this attached. It's mainly the pod that's doing the heavy lifting. And then 2 is pretty much the same. Do that. We're not gonna mess with that. But then you can push in these 2 sides, pull it out, and you can disconnect it. Anyway, if this thing will shut up, you know, we'll make it shut up, because that is very loud and very annoying. Honestly, it's a cool toy. I love the crank, and like the functionality is awesome. We've never had something this interactive in Yokai Watch. The watch is never compared to this. Even the Dream Watch never compared to this. But it gives you more to do with the metals, and it gives you an awesome toy here. There was a chain sword that was released, and a droid, and a sniper, which you could also do that gave you unique things. I believe the droid had like special compatibility with Busters 2 specifically. But yeah, let's go into Busters 2 right now, real quick, and see what it gives us. Alright, first we are going to scan Cleopatra's QR code. See if it gives us anything special. Probably will. Probably all the He-Ho medals do. Splendor Frag 1. So we probably fuse that with the second fragment to do her dungeon, I would presume, because that's normally how these things work. And an Inspirit Coin. We'll use that at the end. See, this little guy, little Yora, this is how you use the charges that you get. Take Dream Medals, or in this case, Treasure Medals, and we can scan in our charges. Don't know exactly what they do, but yeah. You'll see earlier that Mark Orkelberg did not have a charge, so if we try to scan him, yeah, it's not going to give us anything. But play around with the charges and scan them in and see what you can get. Anyway, let's do the Crankakai to end things off, as is tradition. Alright, we're going to use the Inspirit Coin that she gave us. And scan her medal. Hopefully something good. Top prize again? No way! Anyway, that is it for this video. I love the Yokai Magnum, and I look forward to hopefully getting more of the treasure links in the future, because this pod is awesome. I don't know about the gun and all that, but this thing, I love this thing. I love the treasure series stuff, and I hope they get more of it. So unique. Actually has good functionality with the games. Not saying the Dream didn't, but this improves it vastly. Anyway, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye, my lonely watchers.